Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about a recent study that's kind of in line with some of the items we've been talking about for the last week or so. So go ahead and stack this video on top of those. But the authors of this analyzed the sharp values. They took over 150 cultural topics to determine which cultural elements mattered the most to employees. And basically the bars on this graph, and I will put this as the thumbnail for the video, but the bars on this graph represent the cultural topics that had the highest relative importance in predicting a company's culture rating, meaning the feeling of being respected at work is 17.9 times more powerful of a predictor of cultural score than the typical topic. So as we go through this, you see which topics stand out, and I think it's interesting. So respect obviously is number one. Most people are concerned about respect at work and feeling respected at work. The next four topics were leadership topics. They want supportive leaders. They're concerned with leaders living the core values. They're concerned about toxic managers, and they're concerned about unethical behavior. So think about that. In the leadership topics, which there were four of them, three of which are specifically negative leaning topics that people are concerned with. Around compensation and benefits, there were three. Benefits package themselves, what's included, what's not, what percentage do they have to pay. That was in the benefits. The perks, 5.1% had questions about perks. What are perks for the organization? And how does that work in organizational structure? And then the third part around compensation and benefits was learning and development. A lot of companies have pulled back on learning and development resources over the last couple of years because of inflation, because of the situation that the federal government has put the country in with their ridiculous spending and then strapped the value of the dollar as well. So learning and development budgets have been cut in many, many places. Think about the next one is job security and reorganizations. So the biggest concept in job security right now is AI and how many internal positions AI is replacing at the moment, and they expect over the next 25 years for about 70% of the jobs that human beings are currently working to be replaced by AI. So just think about that. Job security should be on people's top of mind. And then the last is around reorganizations. Obviously in purchases, mergers, and acquisitions, there are redundancies, which sometimes leads over to employee layoffs. So this was a recent study that was done. It was published in MIT Sloan Management Review in September of 2021. 10 things your corporate culture needs to get right. So it's probably much different now. I would think that the same key topics are specifically important, but I would think the move from 2021 to now has been much more detrimental than what people were expecting, especially around inflation and security and reorganizations. Because job security right now is pretty good in certain states, but it's pretty frivolous and pretty bad in other states. So that's something you'd have to look at when you're considering these things. So if this type of information is of interest to you, please like and subscribe, and we'll have more videos up from time to time. But just a brief video today on that subject. I'm Ben. Be good.